another beer review. Now, today we're going to be doing something from Aldi. The whole point of this Christmas Advent beer review kind of series is to look at what's available over Christmas time, looking at kind of the cheaper and the kind of better priced beers, as well as looking at some of the kind of Christmas beer offerings, although not that many Christmas beer offerings so much this year. There has been in previous years, but so we're looking at kind of the kind of Christmas offerings, and obviously what's the kind of more value for money ones as well. So we've done quite a lot in Lidl, and we haven't really done much in Aldi, so we'll also be doing some more Aldi products over this series as well. So the whole idea is, if you're looking to buy some beer in for the Christmas period, for the holidays, whatever, and maybe also for New Year, and it's to kind of, and I give you an idea of what's out there price wise and what it's like, you know, from that point of view. Is it worth it? Is it better to go to Aldi and buy some lager from Aldi than going to buy maybe some Foster's or Stella Artois or Budweiser from, say, Tesco's or whatever, you know? So to give you an idea of, well, should I take a punt and try this out? So tonight we're going to be doing Rossini lager from Aldi. Now this is coming in at oh God, I think it's £1.29, is it? Yes, it's £1.29, and it's a 500 ml bottle, and it's 5%. Problem is, it isn't a green bottle, so it might be skunked. Hopefully it's not, but it might be skunked basically when some of the chemicals in the hops actually kind of reacts with the UV light, and it gives you a kind of a boiled cabbage feel. Just like, whoa! Yeah, I'm getting boiled cabbage there. Oh God, yes. Anyway, so let's see what this is like. I think it's supposed to be a kind of like Rossini. It's an Italian lager. I think it's supposed to kind of cover the same as kind of Peroni kind of situation. So there's a pour. So it is. It's a nice kind of light straw coloured lager, plenty of carbonation, a slight head, maybe just half a finger. It's one of these kind of prawn cracker heads, so it probably won't last. It'll probably bugger off quite quick. You get a bit of sweetness, but I'm also getting that kind of little bit of cabbage kind of smell, boiled cabbage, which is associated with skunky, but yeah, getting a little bit of grass, getting a bit of grassiness, and a bit of sweetness. So yeah, let's get wired in and see what it's like. Right, what do I think? Well, a typical lager, there isn't much aftertaste, gone, which is kind of normal. You don't get many lagers with a kind of long lingering aftertaste as you get with ales, just because of the type of hops they use, and obviously the level of hops they use as well. The hops in the lager they can use to give us to assist with crispness, although a lot of that can also come from the type of yeast that can be used. One of the major things that it does give you that kind of grassy, kind of fresh, kind of grain, kind of aromas and flavours. That's actually coming from the hops, not actually from the actual grains. So yeah. Yeah, you're getting that grassiness to start with, a little bit of sweetness, grassiness to start with, and sweetness is still kind of lingering through to the mid, and then it just kind of tails off, and you just get a kind of nice, settled kind of strawy, kind of light aftertaste, and it's gone. So yeah, it's quite light, obviously. It's quite well carbonated. You can feel it a wee bit. I mean, it's a bit, maybe a bit too carbonated, but what I find is with some of these kind of continental lagers, remember we used to get the old Alsace and Lorraine kind of French beers, stubbies, with lots of different ones. You had Beer 33 and all these other ones, little kind of stubby Kronenbergs and all this type of stuff. It reminds me a bit like that, just where they were really, really quite gassy, you know, from that point of view. But yeah, it's not a bad little lager. How would I compare it to the likes of you know, your Fosters and things like that? Well, I think it's got a bit more flavour. I find it like with Fosters and some of these kind of mainstream beers, like Carling, if you complained it like Carling or Foster's, I would basically, that's what it's kind of up against. And I would say this has got a bit more flavour, a bit more kind of character to it. There is, excuse me, oh God, it is quite gassy. There is more flavours from the hops. There is more of that kind of natural sweetness and things like that. So to me, it's a better brewed lager than say the likes of Carling or Foster's. Price wise, well, with some of the deals you're getting with Carling and Foster's, this doesn't actually really work out that cheap at £1.29. But it's, for me, there's a bit more character to it, a bit more interesting, and at £1.29, is it worth it? If you're comparing it to the likes of the kind of mainstream Italian offerings like Moretti and Peroni and things like that, then yeah, it's probably a better price from that point of view. But really, if you're going to be buying this, a lot of times you'll be buying it maybe as a more alternative to likes of Carling or Foster's or things like that, or Budweiser, and I think yes, it's got more kind of character from that point of view. I'm not happy with the green bottles. They should really be putting it in a lot darker bottles and things like that to protect it, or put in cans. But in the end, there's a bit more character to the flavour. Again, like it's like one of these kind of continental lagers, you know, they're a bit over carbonated and a big bit. And you can feel that in the mouthfeel. Once it gets up the sides of the gums and things like that, ever so slightly nippiness from it. It's not a soft kind of caressing of the mouth, there's a little bit of harshness just because of the carbonation. That's one of the things you've got to watch out for lagers, is because how they're carbonated, and of course ales are usually generally carbonated a lot softer, but lagers are usually a bit more aggressively carbonated, so that's something to kind of look out for. But yeah, it's not bad. Out of 5, what would I give it? I would probably give it 2.3, and the reason why I'm giving it 2.3 is because of the price. At £1.29, it's not such a great bargain from that point of view. It's not a bad beer, but at the end of the day, if it was closer to £1, if it was roughly about £1, then yes. But at £1.29, I just think it's a little bit overpriced. And if you're comparing it for the likes of Peroni and Moretti, then okay, fine. Okay, then it's a bargain. But I would put this more in as something a bit more of an interesting option compared to the likes of Carling or Foster's or Budweiser. Then going with the deals that you get with them, especially at this time of year, then it's not such a great bargain from that point of view. So again, it's up to you. Would I say it's much of a kind of a substitute for Peroni or Moretti? Maybe yes, to a degree, but I would say it really should be kind of marketed within the price range of the kind of mainstream kind of offerings of, you know, Heineken and Carlsberg kind of breweries. So yeah, 2.3. If it was down to about closer to £1, then I would probably maybe give it a 2.6 or maybe a 2.7. Price has to come factor into it, and I think as a case is just a little bit overpriced for what it is, but it is more interesting than a lot of mainstream beers. as a substitute for Moretti or Peroni, well, I think it's a case as though it's not quite there from that point of view. So, but it's not that far away, to be totally honest. Not that far away, and it's a very drinkable beer. So, yeah, 2.3, and try some and make up your own mind. Anyway, that's us for this beer review. Cheers, thanks for watching, and bye for now.